Local death penalty cases are up in the air after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Florida's death penalty, calling it unconstitutional. The ruling came in a challenge filed by death row inmate Timothy Lee Hurst, who was convicted of murdering his co-worker Cynthia Harrison in 1998. She was bound, gagged, and stabbed more than 60 times. Channel 4's Nicole Snyder is live. And Nicole, trials that were set to begin over the next couple of months will now be changing with this ruling.
Yeah, now attorneys have filed to strike against the death penalty in these cases because right now the death penalty really doesn't exist. And I talked to a local attorney who says until a new rule is written, that won't change.
A defendant who's facing the death penalty now currently is not facing the death penalty.
Within hours of the ruling on Tuesday, lawyers for Donald Smith filed a motion to bar the prosecution from seeking the death penalty if he's convicted in the kidnap, rape, and murder of Cherish Periwinkle. This is just one case among others that will be affected by this change. Luis Toledo's trial in connection with the deaths of his wife and 2 children was supposed to begin in St. Augustine next week. James Rhodes' case could also be affected. He's charged with the murder of Shelby Farah. Attorney Randy Reep says the death sentence will be off the table for a while.
Certainly a defendant facing the death penalty, this is a benefit to them. They're no longer facing the death penalty until the law in Florida changed to comport with the ruling that came out this week.
The U.S. Supreme Court ruled Florida's death penalty system was unconstitutional because the jury only advises a judge on the death sentence. The judge has the final say and doesn't have to agree with the jury's recommendation. Reep says this is different from the standard that's been held in other situations.
In almost every other sentencing scheme, it is solely in the purview of a judge to impose a sentence, whether it's prison, probation. All different types of that falls directly in the scope of the judge, and now you're putting it in the hands of the jury, or at least requiring the jury to make a recommendation.
When it comes to the future of these cases, Reep says many will probably go forward with a life sentence instead of staying on hold for the death penalty.
I think there's more questions than answers in that. Does it have to be unanimous on the part of the jury? Really wasn't clear on that. Conviction has to be unanimous. Has to be unanimous. Now I think you're going to find the majority is probably satisfactory, but I think there's probably questions as well as answers in this ruling.
And Reep says the ruling is clear that those who already have the death penalty sentence will continue with that sentence regardless of this ruling. I'm live, Nicole Snyder, Channel 4, the local station.